Hola. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a new video, and we're going to continue working on the truck. Today I want to take care of the remainder of stuff that we have to do on our list, and right now we're going to focus on covering up the wires of whatever this is called, wire conduit. Just like a little plastic protection thing, kind of like this, that just goes around the wires. And last, install our intake. Let's get started. We're going to start out with this wiring since it's easy to record and work on at the same time, and then the rest I'll just show y'all the finished product. This is how this thing comes in the box. It's just like a long ass piece, and you just cut off whatever you need. I have gloves. What am I doing? So about right there. I got my big ass scissors. Just chop it up roughly right there. This is our piece. It already comes with the little slit on it, and you just put the wire in there. It looks pretty good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add our tape. I just bought this at AutoZone. This was like 10 bucks. I thought it was gonna be like 4 or 5 bucks for electro tape, but there was another one for like 15 bucks. Crazy, man. This one's cool though because it has a little dispenser and you can just cut it. Makes it a lot easier. All right, so get our wire cover on, and that is what it's looking like. And I am out of time. The only thing that I left was that section over there, which I think I might be able to do it with the size of your conduit. I'll try tomorrow, but for now we'll call it, and then we'll come back and continue tomorrow. And I am back. Yesterday I finished covering up the wires with the conduit, and this is what it's looking like. And I sandwiched two of like the plastics together and just taped it up, and came out pretty good. Got a bunch of wiring covered up, and it should be good for the inspection. The only thing that sucks is the tape is kind of coming off, but other than that, should be good. Moving on, I want to mock up the intake. I don't know if I'll actually finish it today, but I just want to see what I need in order to actually install it. So let me show you what I picked up on eBay. I found this big ass thing. I don't know which engine this came off of, but it came with this, so it really interested me, and it should look original in the engine bay, even though it might not match anything in the car. We're gonna start out with actually, let me put my gloves on. I always forget. It has like the same like dimples on here, so this should work. Oh man, fits like a dream. Very nice. I'm gonna end up taking off all of this and probably giving it a nice clean so that all of the intake could be good. Oof, I don't know if this is gonna work out. This thing is kind of like a spring, so it should like shrink or something. So we might be okay, but fuck, it's not looking too good. Here's this little bracket, and it matches this, so I think we might be getting somewhere. I'll probably just have to like clean this and do the same thing like I did with the fan. So I'll show y'all that. Yeah, let me install this first on this. Nice, just popped into place. Now we should be able to put this thing back on. This kind of looks like it matches this. Yeah, it kind of looks like this is that. All right, so I managed to take it off. Like, this looks like it's that, and this thing should be able to just fit straight into that. Might just be the bracket is kind of getting in the way. Let me see if I could install it first down there. I think if I remove this little mount, let me just take this thing off. There is no way that bracket was gonna fit there. Oh, okay, so off this thing, it said top right here, and this is how it was like installed onto the intake. If you look at this one is upside down compared to this one. This one says top, so we might need to flip this one. So I took it out. All you gotta do is just squeeze it like that, and it just has these little like slips, and if you squeeze, and bam, and I think we'll be able to use these holes to actually mount our bracket. We gotta make more money now.
Yeah, no, la me había puesto.
When your realtor comes and supports you and helps you do the recording too, she's here 24/7.
That's crazy.
Trying
to secure the sale.
Yeah.
That's my realtor, guys. This is also my tia. Trying to secure that sale. Got that bad boy on there. So now, let's see. Shit. Oh yeah, I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, look at the bracket. It should line up with the holes. If not, all we have to do is just adjust everything, and I think all we need is just a bolt and a nut to hold it in place. I don't know if y'all can see the holes, but for sure we'll have to remove the wheel in order to do that. But I'm too lazy to do that today. I'd rather go eat some pizza. I'm just gonna leave it on. And we're back again. So we're gonna be working on our bracket for the air intake, a little filter thing. And well, obviously you see some rust all over the bracket. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the wire brush to take out as much as I can. And I have like these wire drill bits that I'm gonna be using to get inside the holes, because these are welded on nuts so that you can just put the bolt into it. I want all of that to be clean. Once all of that happens, I will hit it with some Rust Mort from SEM. It converts the rust into like a primer. And then we'll hit it with some primer, and then we'll probably hit it with the same paint that I used on the fan. So I did as much wire brushing as I felt like doing, and I'm not too worried about this, just a little bracket. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit it with the Rust Mort. Now I'm gonna just let this sit on there for, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then I'll come back and we'll check on it, see how it's looking. And I'm back, another day. This is probably one of the great things about filming without needing to post ASAP, because I can actually work on stuff and not worry about a deadline. But anyways, we're gonna work on this. I know that we were working on the bracket yesterday. I've decided might as well just take this off and work on it while we're doing the other stuff, since I'm gonna need to paint everything. So let's go ahead and remove this. And this, I think I'm gonna try to clean it a little bit, and then I have like a spray that I'm gonna just spray on, and it's supposed to absorb into the plastic and give it a little bit more color. So you remove this little, like, I don't know what you would call this, but it's just like a nut on top of like a stud. Take it off. That allows you to take off this top, and then you can replace your filter. Then pull it off and then separate it from our intake. Oh, and then we have the preheater hose, and then all of it comes off. And to clean our intake, it's a little bit of Griot Garage engine cleaner. I'll just spray it on there. Agitate any dirt. Now we could use a towel or a rag, take off all of our cleaning solution. I'm gonna hit it with meguiars hyper dressing, and this is supposed to dress up like your engine bay. We're just gonna go ahead and spray. I'm gonna just let it sit like that for a bit. So update on our bracket, this is what it's looking like. It's looking a lot better than what it did before. The bottom I still haven't added the acid to, so we'll do that right now. So we got our coat of acid onto the bracket, and now I just gotta let this sit for maybe even overnight, I don't know. And now I can get started on this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and clean it so that I could start prepping it for paint. Now I can go ahead and hit this with the wire brush, and this will kind of serve as our little sander. We just want to get as much of this rust off of the metal so that we can add the acid to all of this and then add the primer. Got the acid all over our intake drum. I don't know what to call it. Now that we got this on, we're gonna let it sit for a bit until it dries, and then we'll add another coat, and then we'll probably leave it overnight so that we could get as much of that rust to just go and turn into like the little black. While we are waiting on that, you're not seeing it how it was earlier, but I think I'm gonna add a little bit more to this top area, and then we'll just leave it again. So this is what the intake drum looks like, what the bracket looks like. I don't know why it's like all corroded, but if you can see, that's what the acid is supposed to turn into. Some of the rust is still on there, but at this point I really don't care. I just want to get this painted and put back on the truck. To paint the parts, I'm using Rusteleom Automotive Primer, self-etching primer, so that it can stick onto any bare metal. I got a heat gun, helps it dry a little bit faster. And several days later, we are back. This is what our intake is looking like. Not too bad. Obviously the finish isn't that great. I hand brushed painted this with some Rusteleom paint, the same paint that I just be using on everything. I'll show you guys right now what it is, but this is what the bracket is looking like. Pretty nice and black. You can obviously tell some spots that like I really did not try on this paint job, and you'd be right, I really didn't. I just wanted this to look black, and that would look way better than what it did before. And well, that's what it looks like. Enough talking, let's go ahead and install this back on the truck. So the light hasn't turned on under the little tejaban. What I'm gonna first do is jack up the car, remove the wheel. Wheel is now off. We have access to our little holes for the bolts. Damn, the dressing that I was putting onto the freaking intake is all down here. Talking about intake, this is what it's looking like. Nice and shiny, not as ashy. It doesn't look that great like in this little section. That section, it still looks very faded, but overall it looks a lot better than what it did before. Finally, because I was struggling right now with just my flashlight. Anyways, I'm working on installing the bracket. I got my bolts, found some washers, and I'm adding some blue thread lock. Bracket is now on there. I'm gonna leave it loose so that I could install the intake and it have some movement so it could be a lot easier. Set this, yep, I think right there's the spot. Put the filter back inside of there. Oh baby, yep, she look nice. She look real nice. All right, I think we got it on. And this is what it's looking like now. And another day, and this is what it's looking like. I wanted to wait for there to be like some sunlight so that y'all could see how everything came out. Honestly, I'm starting to like how the engine bay is just coming out. It's just starting to look more original with all the parts that I've been adding, like the original fan with the radiator shroud, the original intake, repainted that. So everything's starting to look a lot better inside the engine bay. Obviously everything else looks pretty bad, but maybe when we do the whole detail, we'll probably try to get the engine bay looking as clean as possible so that when we list the car for sale, the truck looks in a lot better condition than what it is right now. It's been pretty fun to work on the truck right now because everything that we're doing is improving the truck, but it's also things that are needed for the smog. I just feel like the truck is turning out great and I'm getting to drive it every day. I'm just enjoying the truck. I had my virtual appointment with, I think, a referee. I don't know what you would call him. And he gave me a list of things that I need to take pictures of and send over to him so that he could check it and then I could get approved for my in-person appointment. In the list of things, I need to send pictures of vehicle registration or renewal form, gross vehicle weight rating of recipient vehicle. It's a little sticker that comes on the door jambs. My truck doesn't have that, so I'm gonna need to figure that out. I need to send a picture of the ECU to make sure that it's matching with the engine. The check engine light needs to be working. I already took a picture of that one, so we're good on that one. The correct hood, I got that picture already. Exhaust must match donor vehicle. Pictures of the engine bay. And in there I need to take pictures of the PCV system, evap system, EGR, vacuum lines, and etc. Whatever etc means. Specifically in the evap system, I need to send pictures of the canister, the solenoids, vapor lines, also etc, whatever that means. And last, any non-OEM configurations or aftermarket parts need to be taken picture, and they need to have their bar stickers, but we don't have anything aftermarket, so we're good there. That is a list of things that I have to do. I probably won't film a video. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of update, but I'll try to get those videos out as soon as possible so that we can get approved, hopefully get our appointment ASAP, and then go and pass. Because after we pass, I get my little bar sticker and the truck is officially California legal with the V8 swap, which is exciting, but obviously we still got work to do. The truck series is coming soon to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless. Echale Ganitas.